We like to believe that we are the absolute masters of the wild. We tell ourselves that there's a clean, sharp, and unbreakable line between the civilized world we've built and the savage one that exists just beyond our doorstep. In our modern comfort, we think of nature as a distant place of cold, unfeeling calculations, a mechanical arena where the strong inevitably consume the weak without a second thought. But what happens when that calculation fails? What happens when the most lethal predator on the planet, a 400-pound engine of muscle and instinct known as the Siberian tiger, is forced to abandon its pride, its primal fears, and its entire evolutionary history just to ask a human for a miracle? Is it possible that even the most formidable hunters reach a breaking point where the only path to survival is an impossible surrender? Today, we are looking at a story that defies every known law of the forest. It is a story about a woman, a sentinel eagle, and a dying tiger cub. But more than that, it is a story about the universal language of survival that connects us all. This isn't just a rescue, it's a total reimagining of what it truly means to be alive in a world that wants to freeze you solid. Welcome to the Rescuer's POV.
Look at this landscape. This is the Siberian taiga. It is a place where the wind doesn't just blow, it bites. It's an environment where 5 minutes of exposure can mean the end of a life. In these temperatures, your breath turns to ice before it even leaves your lips. And yet, inside this massive, ancient tree, we find a pocket of impossible warmth. Our protagonist has carved a life out of the wood itself. Notice the golden glow of the fireplace. In cinematography, we call this warm versus cool color grading. The harsh blues of the blizzard outside clash with the deep ambers of the hearth, telling the audience exactly where the safety is. Beside her stands a bald eagle. This is our first clue that this woman understands the frequency of nature. She doesn't dominate animals, she coexists with them. They are sharing fish soup, a high-protein, high-fat meal essential for maintaining thermogenesis, or the body's ability to create heat. In the taiga, fat isn't a luxury, it's the fuel for your internal furnace. While the woman enjoys her peace, tragedy is stalking her door. A mother tiger is seen carrying her cub. In the wild, a tiger mother will protect her cub with her life. To see a predator of this magnitude approaching a human settlement is unheard of. But here, she is doing something far more difficult than fighting. She is giving up. The woman grabs her rifle. We must understand the why here. This isn't a movie, this is a survival situation. A mother tiger is a 400-pound engine of muscle and claws. The rifle isn't for hunting, it is a tool of boundaries, a necessary precaution when dealing with a desperate parent. But as she peeks through the door, the visual narrative shifts. The cub is motionless, its fur is matted with ice. In biology, we call this wet cold. Water conducts heat away from the body 25 times faster than air. That cub isn't just shivering, it is minutes away from biological zero, the point where the heart simply lacks the electrical energy to beat. Now look at this. This is the most transformative moment of the video. The mother tiger kneels. She places her paws together. Critics might call this anthropomorphism, but in animal behavior, this is a submission display. She is signaling that she is not a threat. She is making herself vulnerable to show that her cub is the priority. It is a bridge built of pure desperation. The woman makes a choice. She sets the rifle aside. This is the cycle of trust. By lifting the cub, she takes on the responsibility of a surrogate guardian. Inside, notice the rescue technique. She uses a dry towel. She isn't rubbing aggressively, which could damage frozen skin tissue. She is gently wicking away the moisture. She places the cub near the fire, but not directly in the heat. This is passive external rewarming.
If you heat a freezing heart too fast, the cold blood from the limbs rushes to the core, causing ventricular fibrillation. She is saving its life, scientifically and soulfully. Watch the bald eagle. It nudges the cub. Why? Birds of prey are highly sensitive to vibrational distress. The eagle isn't seeing a meal, it's sensing a weak link in the household's energy. Its nudge is a form of social grooming, which stimulates the cub's nervous system and encourages it to wake up from its torpor. Nutrition is the next step. The woman feeds the mother tiger warm fish. Why warm? Because the mother's body is already working overtime just to stay alive. Cold food would force her to spend metabolic currency just to heat the food in her stomach. By giving her warm food, the woman is literally gifting her energy. The cub receives milk. This provides the lactose and fats needed to jumpstart its internal furnace. You can hear those soft sounds. That is the sound of a system reboot. The woman knows the tigers cannot stay in the treehouse forever. They are wild souls, but she won't throw them back into the blizzard. She begins to dig. This is the Quingy technique. She isn't just digging a hole, she is creating a thermal trap. Notice how she gathers pine needles. Pine needles create a layer of air-deadening insulation between the frozen ground and the animal's belly. She lights a fire inside the snow house. The heat will slightly melt the inner walls, which then refreeze into a glaze of ice. This ice seal makes the structure airtight and incredibly strong, a biodome in the middle of a wasteland. The transformation is complete. The cub is no longer a frozen statue. It is a living, breathing spirit of the forest. The mother tiger lies by the fire, her eyes finally reflecting peace instead of desperation. This video serves a higher purpose. It asks us, if a woman can find room for a tiger and a tiger can find trust in a human, what is our excuse? We live in a world that is often cold and unforgiving, but even in the deepest snow, a single act of compassion can start a fire that never goes out. Thank you for watching. Protect the wild, protect each other. I'll see you in the next story. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel.